everyone, welcome to Hedgehog Hollow. Today I have a fun video collaboration. So I'm doing this with Justine Hovey. I have a video and she has a video too. Her video will be linked in that video description for you. So be sure to hop down there afterwards and go and see her video. We're both talking about Nuvo products. She's talking all about Nuvo drops and I am talking about Glimmer paste. I have 6 different ways you can use Glimmer paste. We're making custom embellishments, custom glitter papers, and some other fun things you can do with stencils. Some you may know, some you may not, but I'm hoping you will learn something along the way. Plus, of course, we now have our exclusive channel memberships available to you. All of our regular content is still going to be here available daily, but for our channel members, you will get some exclusive coupon codes, things like $5 off certain purchases at some of our favorite companies. We have 10% off every single day at Tonic Studios and some other amazing benefits, including behind the scenes access, additional live videos, additional content, a birthday card from Hedgehog Hollow, badges, emojis, all of those fun things, and you can check out more details again in the video description or just hit that join button next to the subscribe button depending on your device. So let's dive in to Glimmer paste. So it comes in a ton of fantastic colors. I have a few of them next to me here. I've also got a variety of different papers. So let's kind of start with the basics. I have a piece of the ultra smooth white paper here from Tonic Studios, and I have one of their stencils here. So I'm going to pop this on top. I've already added some Pixie Spray on the back here. And if you don't know what Pixie Spray is, it's a temporary adhesive spray from Thermoweb. I have a video on it all about why it's so amazing. It stops bleeds in your stencils. It's fantastic. And you can check that video out in the top right hand corner. So I'm just going to stick this down. So I pre-Pixie sprayed all of my stencils. And one thing I like about Tonic stencils is that we have this little tab on here. I'm going to reposition this stencil just slightly because of how I want it to go on there. But you can see it's just a light tack, so it sticks my stencil down onto my surface. So I'm going to pop this down. I'm going to grab my Tonic silicone spatula because I love these spatulas. Let's go with a nice bright, I'm just thinking about what I'm going to do afterwards. So I'm going to go gold just because of what I want to do with my second one. You can see there's a little seal in the top there. So I'm just going to pierce this with my craft pick and take this off. This is a new one. I use a lot of Glimmer paste. I love these. So this is what it looks like when you open up the pot. So it looks kind of liquidy. I'm just going to grab my spatula. And the great thing about the silicone spatulas is things don't stick to it. So you can really get a nice, clean, even application with your stencil. You have a low waste because no stick, which is fab. So I'm just going to grab a little bit more out of here. Oops, a little bit more than I envisioned. And I'm working on my Tim Holtz glass mat. So I'm just going all the way over. Again, a nice even application. And Glimmer paste does have glitter pieces in it, so it's not a mica, it is glitter in there. So you're going to have lots and lots of sparkle, and you do have a little bit of a grittier texture, but you get a nice amount of sparkle. So I really like that about Glimmer paste even. And you can see here it's nice and easy, it's nice and creamy to work with. And then I'm just going to wipe over. And those silicone spatulas are really nice and easy. They're sized perfectly to fit in all your Nuvo bottles, of course. And then that has that nice side on it, so I can give it a nice scrape here. I can get my stencil nice and clean because we don't like to waste. So you can see there, look how much I just saved. And I can pop that back into my bottle, like so. And then I'm going to use that tab, and that's something I really like about the Tonic stencils, is being able to use that tab. I'm just going to catch that edge there, and then I'm going to pull these two pieces apart. So you can just see. So you can see there, this is my finished piece. I'm just kind of straightening it out a little bit. So there you can see, and I've got a beautiful, clean design, no bleeding, thanks to my Pixie Spray, because that sticks all of those intricate pieces of my stencil down. Look at how gorgeous that is. Look at how much sparkle I've got in there from my Glimmer paste. So that's technique number 1. So that's just applying it through a stencil onto your white cardstock. Now sometimes I also apply it onto watercolor cardstock because I want something a little bit heavier, but this will dry and it will dry nice and flat, and you can help it along with a heat gun. Now the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to apply it onto a dark cardstock. So here I have a piece of the blue satin cardstock, and you all know how much I love my satin cardstocks. So I'm going to again just take this same stencil with my Pixie Spray on. I'm just going to press it down, and I'm going to grab my spatula back again, and off I go again. So you can apply these onto dark cardstocks and you can get some amazing techniques. You can also apply multiple colors to your piece, which is what we're going to do on this one. So we're going to do a fade technique. So I'm going to apply gold in the top half, and then I'm going to apply a second color in the bottom half, and we're going to fade them together. So I'm going to make sure that I have good coverage before I go with my second color, and I'm going to just fade out here, and now I'm going to give it a clean, make sure all of my areas are filled in where I want them. So I have nice coverage up here, and then I have kind of sparser coverage in the middle. Again, I'm going to wipe this off. Should have picked up my kitchen towel, but it's okay. We're going to give it a nice wipe into the top of our piece there. Then I'm going to grab, let's do some red. So in with your silicone spatulas, you get two different applicators. So this is the other applicator that you get. So I'm going to use this one. So again, I'm going to start by applying it to the bottom piece where I want the thickest coverage, like so. Just like this. So you can see it's super easy, and they're really nice and flexible. So if you have an intricate stencil, you can really get into those nooks and crannies. And I also like the idea that you have this angled one too. So for the more intricate stencils, I can get in there. And now as I'm kind of coming towards my gold area, I take a little bit more of a delicate touch. And this is where that angled one is nice, because again, I can just work at a little bit of an angle. I can fill in where I want that blend to take place. So here I want a little bit more of the red, I want a little bit less up here, and so on and so on. And so I'm just kind of a more dab where I want that blend to take place, because I want it to be a smoother kind of transition. Like that. Okay, so we've blended two colours together, and there are some colours that are more similar to each other. So we have some blues that are more similar, a couple of shades of gold. So you can do more ombre techniques as well. And then again, I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to peel this off, and you're going to see how well does that pop on the dark cardstocks. So you can use it on coloured cardstock, mirrored cardstock, the satin cardstock, and you can do ombre shading. And again, I have some beautiful colours. Look at all of that amazing sparkle I've got in there. And I love how you can use multiple colours of the glimmer paste. So that is technique number 2, is using it on multicoloured cardstocks, and also being able to blend colours together. So I guess really that's 3 techniques. So maybe we should call this 7 ways to use glimmer paste. So I've kind of molded 2 in together there, but I love that technique too. So that's another way that you can use it. And now we're going to work on something a little bit different. So we're going to start off again with a piece of white cardstock, and I'm going to pop a different stencil on top this time. Again, I've already pre-pixie sprayed. So again, I'm going to just pop this on top like so. And I'm going to just take my baby wipe here. I'm just going to wash this off. Now, if you get it on here and it's dried a little bit, all you need to do is take your media scraper, just like this. And you can see how easy that cleans off of your glass mat. Super simple. And then just take your baby wipe and give it a wash. So really easy. So again, I'm going to take this here, and then I'm going to take my little Nuvo ink blender here, and I'm going to take some Distress Oxide. I have a cracked pistachio. And I'm going to pop that on here. If you want to know about how I store mine, I do have a video. You can check the top right hand corner about how I store my blending foams. So I'm going to take a little bit of ink. Again, I'm just going to blend some in here. I'm not going to do any funky techniques in this, because I just really want to lay some ink down for this technique. And I think I'll also add in, we'll grab a little bit of another colour. I'll go with some pink. Maybe not. Yeah, we'll go with some pink. I've got some worn lipstick here. So I'm going to grab some worn lipstick. And I have an excellent assistant who's grabbing out the kitchen towel for me, and he's grabbing out the baby wipes because he knows we're going to get messy. So what I really want to do for this is you can lay down any inks of any colour. You really don't have to worry. I just want to show you the kind of the way this technique works. So lay down your inks, do your ink blending, whatever technique you want to go with. It doesn't matter. I'm just laying down some ink to show you the principle of how this technique works. So that's how I do mine. Then what we're going to do is we're going to lift off our stencil, just like this. Again, I have Pixie Spray on it already, and I'm going to lay down a piece of kitchen towel quickly. Now, if you were doing this at home, you could do this far more expedited than I'm going to. I would just run it under the tap normally and rinse it off. I'm going to just take a baby wipe, and I want my stencil to be clean. I don't want any ink on it, because you'll see that that's a completely different technique that we're going to do after this one. So I want this to be ink free. So then I'm just going to make sure that it's reasonably clean. It looks cleanish. Okay, so now I'm going to go back with my stencil, and I'm going to lay my stencil approximately back over the top. And it doesn't have to be perfect, but of course Pixie Spray is going to help because it's going to stick it back down. And then I'm going to take my favourite colour of Glimmer paste, the Moonstone. I use this colour probably 5 to 1 of every other colour. I go through tons of Moonstone. So take your lid off. And I have a little bit around the top, and you just mix this bit back in. You can absolutely use the bits that accumulate around the top. And we are going to pop this over the top. Just like this. So it's super simple. You can see I'm not being careful in any way, shape or form. I am just putting a layer of Moonstone over the top. And as I say, Moonstone is the most versatile colour of Glimmer paste. Once you discover Moonstone, I know you are also going to go through pots and pots of Moonstone, because this stuff is amazing. And when I show you these techniques, you will use them all the time too. Because I don't really buy glimmer paper or glitter paper anymore. I just use Moonstone. So, there we go. So technique number 3 is that you can put down ink blending, and then you can put your stencil back, and you can put Moonstone over the top. And Moonstone is translucent, so you can still see your ink blending through the Moonstone and create your own glitter papers. So you can ink blend anything you want, and then you can put a layer of Moonstone over, and you can put Moonstone all over, or you can put it through the same stencil, and you can create your own custom glitter papers. And you can see there, if I kind of curve it a little bit, you can see the shimmer even better. So you can create your own custom glitters, which I think is super cool. Do you think it's cool, Greg?
Very cool.
So I think that is really, really cool. So that's technique number 3/4. Now, the next one, I think, is another really cool one. Again, we're going to use Moonstone. So we're going to take another stencil. This is the other Tonic stencil. I can never remember the names of them. But again, I've pre-Pixie sprayed. So taking my ultra smooth cardstock, I'm going to stick it down on here. We have our Moonstone. I'm going to take some Wilted Violet Distress Oxide. Distress inks do work best for this technique. Either Oxides or the regular distress inks, either are fine. But I find distress works better than any other. But you can use any dye ink. You're going to take a little bit of Moonstone and you're going to mix it together. And you can see the Moonstone picks up the distress ink. So you can make your own custom colours of distress oxide, so of glimmer paste. So all of a sudden, you can make 60 colours of glimmer paste, because that's how many colours of distress ink there are. And I didn't really make enough of this one for the whole stencil. Let's see how far we can get with the bit that I did make. I'm going to stretch this as far as I can. So you can mix these in, you can make custom colours, of course you can make the same ombres again, and I'm going to really make this go as far as I possibly can. I think that's as far as I'm going to get. But you, of course, could go in with a clean spatula and mix up more. I've just dirtied all my spatulas over here. But I'm going to peel this off so you can see. So again, and you can see the Pixie Spray is great because you can use it on vellum, you can use it on the cotton papers. It's a light enough tack, but a strong enough tack. So it's got that really kind of great piece there. But you can see there I've created my own custom colour. I still have all of that shimmer in there, but now I have my own wilted violet colour of glimmer paste. So again, super, super cool technique. I'm going to call this technique number 5. We're going to say that this is 7 ways to use glimmer paste. So that's another one, and I have still 2 more for you. I'm just going to clean off a spatula, or maybe Greg's found some more, because I do have a few of them lurking around my room. I'm rather in love with these media spatulas. Thank you, Greg. So what else do I have planned for you? Well, you can make your own glitter embellishments. So if you want to make your own custom colour of glitter paste, glimmer paste, or if you want to take one of the stock ones, this is a fab colour. It's called Tanzanite Lavender. It has a bluey, silvery, purpley, here you can see on the lid there. It's just an amazing colour. I don't really know how to, it has so many different colours. It reminds me of one of the shimmer powders because it has so many different colours in it. And when you get them, they now have this stopper on the top rather than the foil top I showed you earlier. You can absolutely use all of this glitter paste, glimmer paste, I always call it glitter paste, off of the lid. Don't throw that bit away. Either scrape it off and then scrape it into the pot, or just use it like this. But you want to grab the non-stick mat that comes with your glass mat, and you can buy these separately. You can buy extra ones of these, or you can buy big ones of these. So grab this. This is one of the butterfly die cuts that comes in this set here. So this is the Wings and Things Monarch Princess, and I use this die cut so often. This is the same series that this butterfly came from, that Karen used for the Woodland Walk release. And this is also the new brown glimmer paste that came out in Woodland Walk, and she did this technique on it too. Because what you can do is you can take a die cut, and I took the ultra smooth white, I put some of the adhesive sheet on the back before I die cut it. So this is ready to go. Once I've made this adhesive, once I've made this into a glitter butterfly and it's dried, I can then just peel the back off. It's ready to go. It's a self-sticky embellishment. So all I'm going to do is I'm going to take my spatula, which is covered in this beautiful tanzanite, and I'm going to cover it in this gorgeous glitter, and I'm going to use my craft pick because I don't want it all over my fingers, because Greg laughs at me because I don't like getting the things all over my fingers. But you can take a solid shape, you can take a shape like this, and you can create your own custom glitter embellishments. So again, take your distress inks, take your glimmer paste, make any colour you want, and then here you can see I have my own custom glitter butterfly. So I have tons of sparkle on it. I can add any colour I want, and then I can embellish with Nuvo drops. I can add any details I want. I can fill in and make it look more distressed. If I don't want glitter in those little details, I can just take my craft pick and I can make sure they still have all of those lacy details. But also, because I added that adhesive sheet, once this is done, I can just peel that adhesive sheet off the back and I already have a glittery, sticky, custom butterfly element ready to go. Super simple. I can make as many of them as I want. They're all going to be different. I can make them the same. If I'm doing a wedding invitation, of course, they're a really inexpensive way to go because I just buy the dye, I buy my pot of glimmer powder and paste even, and off I go. So there's another option for you. So you can make your own embellishments. Now, one more thing you may not know that you can do. Again, I'm going to use this same mat. So I'm just going to pick up my excess glimmer paste. And then again, you can clean this same mat with your Nuvo scraper. So if you have it dry on you just like that, you just scrape it off. This scraper is amazing. It's one of your best friends when you're cleaning your craft surface. I'm going to go back to my moonstone paste here, and I grabbed myself my Tim Holtz Snow Cap stencil because I think this is one of the coolest techniques, and I don't think many people know that you can do this with your glimmer paste. So you take your easy clean mat and you can take any stencil. So it can be leaves, it can be hearts, it can be any stencil you want. Take your glimmer paste, again, any color. You can create a custom color, it can be a standard color. I like doing this with the moonstone, particularly for Christmas. And what you're going to do is this doesn't have any Pixie Spray on it. You're just going to take this and you're going to create icicles on your easy clean mat. And you want to put down a fairly thick coat. I'm going to clean off some of this excess. I'm also going to add a little bit of texture because icicles are not smooth. And I'm just going to scrape some of this in. And I'm going to remove any residual because of course it's a silicone spatula. I could do with a million more hands, of course. But one thing that I love about silicone spatulas, and once you've used them, you never want to go back to a metal palette knife because your stencils just never get as clean as when you use the silicone. A little bit more in here. So now I have these amazingly textured icicles. Then I'm going to remove my stencil, she says, just like this. Now, you will want to leave these to cure overnight. You want them to be really, really dry. And they still will have some flecks. They're going to be delicate. But if I leave these to cure overnight, I will have 3D solid embellishments that I have made with glimmer paste. And these will be icicles that I can stick on cards. I will be able to stick them on mixed media projects. I will be able to stick them on scrapbooks. I can make any kind of embellishments that I would like. I know they're a bit harder to see because they're white, and Greg's like, why did you pick white on white? I can't photograph it. But they seriously make the best icicles. So you can see the icicles here on my stencil. So these icicles, I can make 3D versions of these that I can put onto my cards using my moonstone. I mean, can you imagine when you get to Christmas that you can make these and stick them on your cards? They look amazing. So they are my 7 ways to use Nuvo paste, glimmer paste. So you can put it on white cardstock through a stencil. You can put it on dark cardstock through a stencil. You can merge it to make ombre techniques. You can make your own custom colors. You can ink blend and then put it over the top to make your own custom glitter paper because it's translucent. You can make your own custom glitter embellishments. And then you can make 3D freestanding embellishments. How cool is that? I hope you have enjoyed today's tutorial. Don't forget all the supply lists are in the link below. If you would like 10% off your purchases every single day at Tonic Studios, hit that join button, and because we have tons of other coupons and benefits for you as well, you can find out about those in the link in the video description too. Hit that subscribe button and ring the bell for daily videos here at Hedgehog Hollow. We have some great things going on. Tips, tricks, tutorials, 2-minute tips, fun things going on every single day. And if you enjoyed today's video, give us a thumbs up and don't forget to check out Justine's video on lots of ways to use Nuvo drops. Thank you so much for joining me. I'll see you again very soon. Happy stamping, everyone. Bye.